everybody, it's your girl, Miss Eha, coming live with Journey with Trish, the podcast. I'm so super duper excited to be back in the building tonight. I got my girl LaShonda over here with me. Welcome back, girl.
Thank you.
We're gonna have I think it's an exciting topic tonight. We're gonna talk about being still. And how sometimes when you be still long enough, God will reveal to you what you have been looking for. And that kind of happened to me over the past couple months. So we're going to talk about being still and knowing that He is God. And we're also going to talk about finding happiness.
Yes.
Finding happiness. So don't go away. Let me go ahead and give you my medical disclaimer. Neither myself, Patricia Reed, aka Miss Eha Menace, or LaShonda Tillman, are here to give you any type of medical or psychiatric advice. If you're having any type of emergencies, I'll defer you to your nearest emergency room, your primary care provider, somebody, because I am not your provider tonight.
No nights.
No nights. Listen, that's right. I get up at 5. What time you get up?
I work overnight.
You work overnights. I used to work overnights. I just almost took out way too many mailboxes, so I had to stop working nights.
I love it.
I loved it too, but I just couldn't make it home in the morning time. One time I drove in my garage. You know how when you drive in your garage and then you try to ease up as much as you can to the wall?
Hit the wall.
Fell asleep and hit the wall, easing up.
Okay. Look,
that's when I turned in my notice. All right, so let's talk about let's start with talking about happiness, right?
Yes.
Have you ever found yourself looking for happiness in like all the wrong places?
Oh my God, that is so ironic that you said that.
Because
I was thinking today, and I've always told you that I'm thinking about writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the title is going to be Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. Yes. So yes, that's ironic that you said that.
Because I was actually, I made the post today with the flyer. I was talking about a lot of people will refer to Will and Jada Smith at one point in their relationship when they were talking about keeping each other happy. And so some people feel like it's like if you and I are in a relationship, it's my responsibility to keep you happy.
Absolutely not.
I felt that way for a long time until I kind of realized, but yeah, I do believe it's my responsibility to personally keep myself happy.
Right.
Yeah. And then you have a relationship, though. I do think it's both of our responsibilities, even as friends, to keep the friendship
I wouldn't
happy.
say that that's solely your responsibility. Of course, it's just like a flower. If you don't water it, it won't grow.
Perfect.
But I wouldn't take sole responsibility because I can nurture you and water you all day long. It's up to you to be able to thrive. If we don't have it in a conducive atmosphere, it's not going to thrive either way.
It's not going to thrive either way. So you feel that way in all. I even feel that way about relationships with children,
Absolutely.
Friends, anything. You do have to,
especially your children. Yes, you can give them everything, put them in the right atmosphere, give them all the tools they need to succeed, and they will. Some will still go the opposite way.
You got to want it. You got to want happiness,
right,
for yourself and for the relationship.
Right.
Have you ever found yourself because I've had so many people to ask me, how you know LaShonda?
None of your business. None of your business.
But I can tell you of all the people that reached out to me when all of this drama in my life started, you were the one you were the most transparent about things that you have gone through. And I needed that. Like, I needed to know that I wasn't in this world by myself or feeling the way I was feeling alone. Right. So I definitely really, really appreciate that. I mean, you've told me something. Look, as much as I tell almost everything in my life, sometimes you would tell me, I'm like, oh, this girl just tell me all her business. Knowing I tell everything too. Right. And I tell.
I'm very transparent.
Yeah.
If you're bold enough to ask, I'm going to tell you.
And I thoroughly appreciate that. Because again, so thank you. Because I needed that.
Welcome.
I needed that. But what made me say that? What made me say what? Okay, I said that because I wanted to say that in going through this, I had to do some. If you guys haven't already liked, comment, follow, and share, please do so we can reach a lot of people. The more shares we get, the more people it will put it in front of their page, and it really helps. But I had to really, really go through these levels of healing during the grieving process.
Right.
Um, and the hardest part was the me part. What, Trish, what is it? How did you end up here? Why do you feel this way? Why have you spent so much of your life trying to buy people, or pay to be in people's presence, or feeling like you have to say, because we've had this conversation. Let me know if I shouldn't be talking about something, but I've had this conversation before, as far as there have been some times when I've wanted to be in people's presence, so I had to pay to be in their presence. It's like
it's insane.
Yeah, like it's one of the reasons why I learned how to go out and eat by myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because when I go out and eat, I like to eat good. I like to eat well. And so sometimes if I was scared or didn't want to be with myself, okay, well, I'll invite them, but now I have to pay. And sometimes I think back at the amount of people who allowed me to do it so much for so long.
Of course.
Yeah, like,
of course.
Never really had nobody say, no.
Let me pay.
Yeah. Until recently, God has really blessed me with some amazing people. Recently, I have one cousin though. Like, he has a huge heart that's much like mine. Mm-hmm. But it got so bad to where it made me not want, like, if you and I go out and you say, Trish, I got it. No, I got it. Like,
but some people will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And so
I've definitely been taking advantage of it
every single time. And then you're going to feel like, okay, now they're using it.
Mm-hmm. And what I told Shamaya tonight when we were having this conversation, I want people that have assumed and expected and just felt like I got it for so long to now think a little bit differently. Instead of you thinking, oh, Trish got it, I want you to say, oh, Trish want to save it, because that's where I am right now. That's where I am. Yeah, I might got it, but I don't got it for you. Like, I got it, but I want to save it. So I've definitely, like, it's something that I really had to sit down.
But you know what? With that, I had this conversation with a friend of mine. See, that's one of the problems a lot of people have. They assume, because Trish always have it. What's going to happen when Trish don't have it? Because people, and people automatically assume that, you got everything together. But those people, and we talked about this too, sometimes you can just look at a person and just think that they have it all together. And you just assume that they don't need any help. They don't need any assistance. And that's a misconception that a lot of people have, because sometimes those same people that appear to have it together, they don't. They hurting on the inside. They're financially broken, mentally, physically, whatever you can think of is broken. But you just assume, okay, they're well put together. They have this nice house, this career. They driving these nice cars, and you don't know what they're doing to maintain their sanity and to keep their house afloat. So don't just automatically assume, because me personally, I've been in situations to where people just automatically think that I got it. So it's like the Bank of Shonda. Sometimes, if I keep dishing it out and it's not coming in, what I'm going to do when I get down to the bottom of the barrel? And then these same people, they're going to still have these expectations like, I need, and it's hard to tell them no.
When Treasure went to, you have a daughter in college too.
Right.
When Treasure went to college, like, it was really an eye opener for me. Because I've been to college, but I ain't never had a child in college that actually went to a major, university. Well, I had one, but it was a bonus child, so it wasn't that much on me. But with Treasure, like, everything, was coming out of the households. And so now I'm realizing, oh yeah, I can't spend money
No, you got tuition, books, uniforms, other expenses,
resident, housing, and it's taking care of a whole nother household.
Right.
I got my household, and now I got this child's household. Child, but she's an adult.
Insurance.
Yes.
All that. Cell phone bills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah.
And I definitely noticed that when the more I'm saying, I ain't treating today,
Right.
I ain't go out as much.
That's when that common sense kick in.
I didn't go out as much, or I learned to go out by myself because I don't have the money to treat,
right,
every time. And sometimes, though, even if I do,
I want somebody to offer it to me. I got it today.
Yes,
just because you got it don't mean deplete all my funds every time we go out, because I might want to look, I'm down to $56 a day, and
people don't understand.
They don't understand.
You
and drinking some water.
You got credit cards. You got to be calling. Let me see how much money I got on this debit card. How much money I got on this credit card. Let me see if I can move some money from this savings. Like it gets really, really real. I never, for my 47th or 48th birthday, some friends of mine took me out to Kitchen on Main. Mm-hmm. But I walked in there expecting to pay for my own food, even though it was my birthday.
Right.
When I literally almost cried when they paid for my food. I'm like, y'all gonna pay for me?
But you know what? I think that's a part of a lot of, especially the Black community. We have this standard that we put ourselves on, and we don't want to let other people know that we can't do it. So we'll do. We may go out and finagle bills. Okay, mm-hmm. Well, you know what? I'm not going to pay my car note this week because we don't want a person to know that I don't have it. And so you got to be okay with just saying, look, I ain't got it. I used to be a compulsive shopper. Anybody who know me, I'm like, I'm shopping every day because it was therapeutic. Mm-hmm. Even though I didn't need it, I'm going to buy clothes. And I had a best friend. She know who she is, the only one, that we indulge in that every single day. If it was just, we going to Ross. We finna go to the $10 store. If it's a shirt, we're going to do something. But those little things add up. And it'll turn you into a hoarder. You got an abundance of stuff that you don't even need. Mm-hmm. And then it's to the point to where now I need to take it back. I've lost my receipts and I got all this stuff that I can't use. But you got to be okay with saying, I ain't going out tonight. I really don't have it this week. I may have to catch you next week. But if you got a good friend, and you associate with good people, if they really want you to go out, because I've been in situations to where, if you say you don't have it, we're going to still go out because I want to have a good time. I got it this time.
And that is what my other question was on social media today. That part, what you just said. If we are good friends, right, I can be vulnerable enough with you to say, I can't go because
it's okay. Yeah. No judgment.
Yes. And then I'm going to say, girl, I got you.
Right.
And I got you. But don't just assume
that
because just because I'm out here don't mean I got it either. You don't know what I had to sacrifice to be able to let my hair down or get myself some peace or just need to step out of the house. I might be down to my last $20, $25 to go out. So don't come join me,
right,
thinking I got you if we haven't discussed.
Let me tell you something. I have seen some females that'll go out with $10, $5 to get in, and they just praying and hoping that the men gonna buy you a drink. Yeah, so people literally go out with that mindset that, okay, I got $5. This all I'm gonna use. This all I'm gonna need. Mm-hmm. And to each his own. Hey, I've been out before and didn't have to spend any money. Thank God for that. But you can't rely on that every time you go out because you might be sitting at the bar all night sipping on you some water. So, when you have those friends that can back you up when you are at a deficit, and my best friend, we always crack this joke that we get down to the end, we're going to go buy us a case of leg quarters and a 10-pound bag of rice. And if we got to boil it, fry it, bake it, broil it, barbecue it, saute it, we're going to eat us some leg quarters and rice until we can see further. And I'm going to make sure that you okay, your household okay.
And like, that's the mean when they, the statement when they say one thing a black woman gonna do,
we gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we gonna figure it out, and we have learned to do that over the years. And as another black woman, recognize that and recognize that just because I may look well put together, I got a closet full of clothes. So you might see me in something you ain't never seen me before. But that don't mean I just bought it. Like I literally
10 years of clothes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You never know what somebody may, and sometimes it just feels good for somebody to do something nice for you, even when you do got it.
And I'm so used to being the giver all the time. Sometimes it's hard to accept when other people are trying to be nice.
Because you feel like they're using you because you done been used so much.
But I'm getting to the point now to where if somebody do something to give me something, I just say, and as hard as it is, thank you. Instead of me just saying, you know what? No, that's okay. Lord knows I need it, but I'm like, no, I'm okay, but it's okay to, to accept a blessing from somebody else.
It is.
You're so used to being a blessing, and it's okay if the roles reverse sometimes.
Because for me, I love blessing people.
Right.
So it feels good to me. So why rob somebody else of that feeling, or gratitude to want to be able to bless you. So
so you can bless me, y'all.
You bless me too.
In fact, this month is my birthday, so I'm celebrating all month. So.
What day is your birthday?
The 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good heads up.
Leos. Just in case for those who do like me.
So what if you were, the question on Facebook was if you were going on vacation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you and I, 2 other friends, we all going on vacation.
Right.
We get over there. We got all these plans, or we make plans to get over there. And you got one friend who now tells you she doesn't have, like, all she has is just the money she paid to get over here. Like, it's all inclusive.
Now we got a problem. Because I think that's something that should be discussed before we get there. Because you don't assume that I bought any extra money too,
Mm-hmm.
But you would think that if you go on a vacation and if you're down to the nitty gritty, I think you need to reprioritize and, okay, this ain't my time to go. I'll catch, the next trip. But I've been on trips with people before, and, they don't have the money. And now we're going to sit in a room and we can't go out and eat because we got to go to the store and get some sandwich meat. And
that's not fair.
You're cheating everybody else from the whole experience. So if you're not financially able to go, it's okay to say, I'm going to sit this one out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I might actually say, if I can afford it, or, if I'm just
I got you. And if I do not mind. Because, again, if we're friends, really friends, and I'm going to say, you know what, don't worry about it. Because it may be a turn where you may have to return the favors to me. So I want you to go.
I also believe now, everybody might not take this the right way, but I also believe that also falls into the realm of always being unequally yoked in relationships, right?
Right.
Because if you can't ever go and do some of the things that you really want to do because the people that you are with can't ever afford to do so, then maybe it doesn't mean that those other people that can't afford it are not your friends. Maybe they're just not your friends for this particular venture.
Right.
I do believe you need somebody that is, on your level of such that we can go out and do some of the things that I really want to do without me having to cover you or somebody else all the time.
Right.
Yeah. So if we just going to the beach, and Gulf Shores, not staying overnight because it can cost you more to go to Gulf Shores than kind of out of town.
Something like that. Girl, come on. You don't need nothing. You don't need. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Food. Listen, I've always learned that. I mean, if you don't have anything to eat, I can always feed you. But
do you? Okay. But are you gonna feed me what you eating every time? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I like a good Ruth's Chris steak, right?
But if I don't have Ruth's Chris money for both of us, then we're gonna go over here to Longhorns, or we're gonna go over here to Briquettes and get us something else on a more. And to be honest with you, I like Briquettes and Longhorn
better than the filet is better.
Yeah, I mean that's just better. Me. Of course, we just going on the. Aspect of it. It's just the name, but
we talking about the money part of it though.
The money part, if I take you out, of course I want you to be able to enjoy everything that I can. I don't want you to, I'm gonna enjoy steak and you got to go eat some hot wings.
if I take you out.
Right. Okay. But some people will take advantage of that. And, when they know that Trish got it, now we eating entrees, we eating appetizers, we ordering 3 drinks. Don't do me like that, y'all.
If you wouldn't be like,
if you wouldn't buy that yourself, don't do me like that. Mm-hmm. And, be cognizant of other people's funds. If somebody going to treat you to something, don't go in here and, spend $200 for food and you don't have $5 to even tip, the waiter. Don't do that. But again, that's when you try to be cognizant of the people that you surround yourself. So I try not to hang with deadbeat
and
people.
It might be somebody that I would say whatever you want, get whatever you want,
Of course. If I'm able to do so, then. But even if you told me that don't mean I'm finna go in here and order.
Look, because I
couldn't do that.
My kids can. Like we said, this ain't had nothing to do with the kids, but some people do really act like they're your children.
I check my children sometimes when they come in here order. I'm like, babe, what you got? We way down at the end of the table, like, what you ordered?
Wait a minute, the chicken parm or something like that. Look, and this child ordered all these drinks.
And babe, we drink water. What you doing? Now you ordered these lemonades, and you got to keep paying to get them refilled. Ma'am, give him one.
That's good.
Give him one. Yeah. We're not gonna do that. So kids are not, but I wouldn't put my friend or somebody on the spot, but I just think common sense goes a long way.
I think it does too, but it just doesn't, because some people just automatically assume that you have it. I know, and I hope mind me saying this, but I know me and Biz had took me out to eat one day, and I thought about it afterwards. I was like, oh my gosh, Biz don't drink. Mm-hmm. And I'm a drinker.
Okay.
So when I thought about it afterwards, I'm like, I definitely gotta repay this favor, because I done sat there and ordered probably 2 or 3 drinks. And now, mind you, I did not know that Biz was gonna pay for it, so I'm ordering.
But see, you were assuming that on your But that's different, because you didn't know that she was paying for it.
And if I had, I definitely would have stopped sooner than what I did, or I would have been like, no, or let me pay the tip.
But you assumed that you were paying for it. But me, as a courtesy, even with that, if somebody else purchased all the food, y'all leave a tip. So I got to leave a tip too.
I don't even think I left the tip that day.
Oh, you was real trifling. Oh, you was trifling.
I'm trying to think. I don't even think I left the tip. I'm going to have to ask. But anyway.
But again, you didn't know that she was going to pay for it. So that's different. Because see, somebody like me, before I even offer to pay for somebody, I'm doing this in my head. Okay, 3 drinks, 12 a piece, 24, 36. Her meal was 20. I'm adding in my head before I offer like that, because
that's why I don't like splitting a check with people. Like if you go out with a bunch of people, I don't like splitting
we don't do that. We've seen so many things on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't like
we don't do that, because people will make a big deal out of it, because I ate $20 worth and you ate $60 worth.
It's gonna be me. I'm spending it. Really, do I go out even by myself and I spend $80 to $100 by myself?
Eating by yourself?
Yes.
Oh God.
But
what's she eating?
Drinks.
Those drinks will add up. Mm-hmm. But the type of place that you go to, you should automatically know that what the drink's going to cost. So you kind of have an idea of what you're going to spend. But again, just keep that in mind. If you're going with somebody whose bank account is unlimited and they don't really care and it's on their treat, then that's something different. But
how do you know though that somebody's bank account is unlimited? Well, like there you go. Like that's
assuming
again.
Okay. Well, if somebody that I know that is just like don't have a limit on nothing and don't ring up stuff and don't even look at tags, that's something different, because I've been blessed enough at certain points of my life to where I would just get what I want without looking at the price, because I was able to. I don't do that now, and I was a lot younger then. I didn't value, money as much as I do now. I figure I had it. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid again next week. So let's go for broke. But I don't have that mindset now. But then, I'm carpe diem. I'm living in the moment, So, okay, I got $1,000. I might go out here and spend $1,000 on something that I really didn't have to do or spend it on. But because I know I got another $2,000 coming next week. But when you're young, you make silly decisions like that, and we don't.
And then
wait.
I always as a nurse, like some nurses, like some nursing incomes, it's like people like you don't get excited about income tax one time a year. You get excited.
I don't get excited about it at all.
Yeah, because
I always owe.
That's what I'm saying. So like, but most nurses, like seasoned nurses, you know, your every 2 week check can sometimes feel like an income tax check to some people. So it's definitely a difference. But what people don't understand is
the more you
most times the more you make,
the more you spend. So that's nothing to somebody who's accustomed to getting money like that. And that's not to degrade anybody else, but you know, if we get $2,000 a week, you know, I'm mad because I've gotten accustomed to more than that, you know. And back in the day, if $300 a week was a lot.
It made it seem like I made it easier,
and it was easier for me to live off, you know, $300 a week. But now, I mean, I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know where to start.
I know I wouldn't.
That's why, you know, I appreciate God for everything that He's done for me, because I remember $300 a week, and when I would get $1,200 income tax, and you know, I'm like super excited. Yeah, for once a year. But
but people, like I said, but the more money you, especially like I'm, you know, very honest in that, you know, I've also been a splurger and always been spoiled, and have not always been the most financially responsible.
Right.
And so. Yeah, like sometimes you just make some bad decisions. And my whole reason for having this topic was so people would just be mindful of just because just like we say, just because somebody don't look depressed, don't mean they ain't depressed.
Right.
Just because somebody don't look like they ain't got it, don't mean they
tears of a clown.
Got it. Yeah. So
tears of a clown.
Don't take advantage. Don't take advantage of people. I can honestly say, like in my soul searching, one of the biggest things that I have done to myself is to spend so much money trying to keep people around in my presence, and having so many people who absolutely took advantage of that. And I'm
not deserving.
About,
right.
And I mean, like, I'm talking like from way back as a little girl. And I try to think of where did I get that from? And the only thing that I was able to come up with was the fact that my parents did give me so much, and especially like my dad, like it was our love language.
Girl, I thought we was rich growing up. And we was just middle class. I thought we were rich. My mom had a Fifth Avenue, and she was like one of the first people that I knew that had those little AT&T car phones that you plug into the ashtray with the little case. I thought we were rich. I thought we were rich. No.
So, but they definitely made it happen.
Right.
Definitely made it happen.
And I'm thankful for that, you know, because a lot of people around didn't have those type of things. So
I know I spent a lot of with my children. I tried to outdo my parents.
Of course.
You know, if you are a new parent,
don't do that foolishness.
Do not do that foolishness. I had great parents. They were great providers. I've never, you know, wanted or wished for anything that I did not have. And so here I go trying to outdo some people. Like I posted a picture the other day at 13 years old with a Gucci purse. That was authentic. I was 13. I'm 49 now. So I've always had things like that. It's not anything that's new to me. So yeah, for me to get out and say I have to do a better job than my parents, I need to be able to give my children more. No, I just want to be able to do
that's
good.
Crazy. That's crazy. No, I'm not going to do that. But you know, I'm one of those kind of parents that, you know, when you have kids that are good kids and they truly deserve it, I will reward good behavior.
I rewarded good behavior, bad behavior. No. I've not been good at setting, you know, I'm gonna be transparent. I've not been good at setting the best boundaries for my children, and a lot of it has, like, I never used to, so don't try me now, but I never used to want people to be upset with me. I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I've always had the best of things, so I want you to have the best. You gonna be with me? Like I was that. I got you. I got you.
Now I'm still that friend. Now I'm not gonna let you go out and you looking crazy.
But there's a difference between
there's boundaries.
There's boundaries. If I say I got you, but I'm now recognizing that I don't need to got everybody
in every single situation.
And recognizing that somebody got me. Right. So at this point in my life, if you're asking what I'm looking for, it would be for somebody to got me. I want to be got.
I want to be got.
Yes, I want to be got. Yes. I want you. If you say you got me, got me. And that's where I am, because I do feel like I've had so many people.
We used to be in the givers all the time, but I'm at a point in my life like I want to receive too. I want to see what it feels like to be able to.
Because like you just said a minute ago, if you keep pouring and pouring and pouring and no one is pouring back into you, at some point the well is gonna run dry.
And you know, when that's when the resentment come in, and you'll start resenting people because now you're looking like I'm always giving and nobody ever is giving back to me, and you'll start resenting people for that. And I'm like, no.
And then people say you act playing the victim, because no, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you how I feel.
And I've learned now that that's where communication, because that stuff will affect relationships and everything, because you're so used to being the one to give, and then it's hard when somebody else trying to receive, to give you something, because now it's like, I don't want to take anything from somebody because I'm supposed to have it together. Yeah. I can't let anybody know that I need help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or I know what it feels like to be used, and I don't want to make you think that I'm using you.
Right.
So I'm at one point it was, nah, I ain't paying for you. I don't want you to pay for me. You got you, I got me, we good.
But see, you can't be like that with all relationships either.
I get it. That's somebody posted on Facebook about that toxicity. Sometimes people are so toxic because of the amount of times that they've been let down.
Right.
You know, I'm waiting for you to disappoint me because I've been disappointed so many times. That's all I know.
Right.
I don't know how to trust.
So, but that's when, hey, I'm on this healing road with you. It's a process, but you have to get to a certain point to where some of the things that you knew that was toxic, even though we still engage in it and indulge in it, whether it be people or drugs or alcohol or hypersexuality, whatever the case may be. Everybody got their own problems. But whatever your problem is, sometimes if I go out here and mess with this crack, or I know it's going to be a side effect behind it, but I like it. Everybody got this thing that just kind of have you in a chokehold. Everybody got their vices, right? And so if you know that this substance or this person is toxic for you, sometimes even as adults we still make bad decisions, and we'll indulge in things that we know ain't good for us because they got that I like, what I'm saying? Or this drug or this alcohol makes me feel a certain type of way, so I'm gonna do it anyway, and then I'll deal with the consequences. So once that high or that aura is gone, you back to square one. Now you're still feeling drained, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling like, I made a fool out of myself. Why did I do this again? And it's a vicious cycle that we just keep doing. But at some point, you got to just say, you know what? I ain't doing this no more.
And you got to realize, first thing you got to do is realize
I deserve better than this.
And then first you got to know you're doing it, because for a long time I did things that I didn't really realize. To hurt myself, I didn't know I was even doing.
Oh, I mean, some of the things that I've engaged in, I knew it was toxic, and I did it anyway because it made me feel good for the moment.
And so how do you get back to a place to where you figure out these things that you're doing wrong? And now how do you get back to your individual happiness so that going into your next relationship, you can bring happiness?
Well, I'm good with that now. But as far as then, it's a process. You ever heard the saying, you have to ease your hand out the lion's mouth? You can't, if you're used to doing something for so long, you can't just go and just stop cold turkey. If you're an alcoholic and you drink every day, and now a drink all day every day, and then you narrow it down to now just drink once a day, and now I just drink every other day, and now I'm just drinking on the weekends, until you gradually get to the point to where wean yourself off of it, because you're setting yourself up for failure. And some people do have that kind of drive to just say I can just cut off. But if it's one of those vices, sometimes they'll have you in the chokehold into it. You'll do good for a week, month, or whatever. And then, it take one moment and guess what? We right back where we started.
And so we have to recognize, like for me, I've had to stop and think, okay, well, what am I feeling like at that moment? What am I doing at that moment that makes me revert and do what I said I wasn't going to do?
Because it's just like a seizure. You always have that aura before. You already know if you do this, then this is probably going to happen.
And for me, it's usually drinking.
Absolutely.
I'm being honest. And if I'm home, I'm okay. But if I leave the house,
you might go out there and mess up.
Yeah. Like I'm a hang.
It's a domino effect. So if you're going to overindulge, then okay, maybe you need to stay at home, because you may go out and say, I'm gonna go out and have a drink. Now you've had too many drinks, and it may turn into you making more and more bad decisions. You may get pulled over by the police. Now you got a DUI. Now you miss work because you're locked up in jail.
Yep.
And now, it's just a domino effect. So you don't want that. Now they looking at you with your mug shot at work, on gotbusted.com. You're getting pulled into the office because now you're not representing the company well. Now you may be terminated. It's just a domino effect. So you have to realize what those triggers are that put you in those places, and just kind of, if it's drinking, okay, well, I know I can't be getting out here getting tipsy like that, because I know it's going to lead to this, and this. And it's a process.
And maturity definitely takes a level of maturity.
It's a process.
You got to not want to keep ending back up in those
same places.
If it's good, especially, it might be something that, if you do it when you get home to whoever's there, it's going to be an argument.
Right.
So if I don't want to argue tonight, I'm not going to do this particular thing tonight. That's going to cause
an
argument.
So it's all about identifying the problem and try to head it off before it even become a problem. So we all have those, and anybody who tell you they don't have a vice, they lying. Because we all do, and it's just an ongoing battle that we all have to deal with. It could be something as simple as your weight. People overeat all the time, which turns into, now we got health problems. So it's a domino effect. So when you say vice, it doesn't necessarily mean substance abuse or alcohol or whatever the case may be. Everybody vice is different.
Like if I am on a diet or trying to eat healthy, and people ask me to go out, for the longest time I would not. And people would say, why not? You can have a salad, but I won't.
You're going to get there.
I know if I go out, I'm going to order whatever I want to order. I'm going to order way too much. I'm going to spend money I ain't supposed to be spending and eat food I'm not supposed to be. So I'm not going. One day maybe I'll be strong enough to go and have a salad. But right now, I don't want no salad.
Right. But see, that's getting to the point where you can overcome those things. You can't sit here and you're an alcoholic. I'm not going to go and sit around a bunch of people drinking all day.
Same example.
You never want a shot or something. If I know you smoke, everybody going to be smoking, and I'm trying not to smoke. Why would I go sit in a room full of people around people that's smoking?
Yeah.
Just
makes
don't
no
do
sense
it.
for people.
No, because you just, it's self-inflicted. You're going to purposely, you're triggering yourself on purpose. Some people are strong enough to do that, but it takes a long time to get to that point to where, I can sit up in here and do this, that, and the third, because I've already accepted that, eating, I love to eat, but that's going to be a forever vice. It's a forever vice. So now I know, now I'm like, I can go out and eat a salad and be just as happy as you is eating your hamburger or your steak or whatever. And if I do want to indulge in a piece of it,
let me have a little
I just want a little piece, and then I'm okay with that. So you just got to learn, find out what your triggers are and avoid them.
So let's talk about being still, since that's, we'll use that as a segue into being still. So, April and May were horrible months for me. And like, I needed, some stuff to happen. But I was running. I was going out every chance I get, every time the phone rang. Yeah, I'll come. But I couldn't, my mind was going all the time. And I remember I met you at DCAM one night, and then afterwards we went over to Elegance, right? State
yeah, that was no. We went to Elegance that night.
So I didn't tell you about my relationship problems at the time, and so then when you did, she was like, I knew something.
Baby, like, you didn't have to tell me. I saw it. I know that look. I've had that look before, so I know it when I see it. But of course, I'm not gonna force you to tell me anything. I always say, when a person wants to open up and disclose those things, they'll do when they're ready.
And so, but after that night, and after you tell me that, and then hearing the other people saying, I knew something was just off. Shout out and much appreciation. Man, loves people who were brave enough to say, what's up with you? Something wrong? Ain't right. Like these posts you're making on Facebook, some of this, come on now, all of this ain't just what's going on. Right. So thank you for doing that. But I didn't want to bring, number one, the energy that I was bringing into these positive places, right? We're supposed to be here having a good time. I can't ration up. I don't care how much I try, how much I drink, how much I eat. But that's the thing, though.
Even though you tried to hide it, it was still obvious.
Obvious, right?
It was still obvious.
So that's when I, decided, okay, well, I'm like, that's not working because nothing is getting better. Everybody's noticing it's something, and I'm still trying to keep it inside. I feel like I can't say anything to anybody.
Right.
So I decided to remove myself from the public eye for a minute. Stop going out. The tea. I canceled the tea because what I'm gonna say to somebody? I can't even talk to myself, speak to myself. I don't even know how to talk to God right now. I can't do nothing.
Right.
And so I canceled the tea. But in doing that, and I told you, I promised God, like I will be still if you can just shut my mind down. If you will help me, if you will help me do this, if you will help me pay off these bills so I can get out of here. If you will help me, do what I need to do for my children, for my daughter. If you will help me, I promise I will be still. And so,
and you did, and because I tried to influence you.
I called it Be Still June, and I sat in my house. There would be some nights, I might get in my car at 12 o'clock at night and just go driving up and down. One night I went to Waffle House and sat in the parking lot for like 2 hours. But it was just me. So I wasn't going out. But at one point, I told you, if you're just going to sit in the house and stare at the walls or not do anything, you might as well get up and go.
Right.
Right. Because like I wasn't praying. I wasn't fasting. I wasn't doing anything. Wasn't reading my Bible. Just sitting there watching TV, or most of the time just sitting there in the dark.
It's an atmosphere for depression.
Yeah, I was literally just I'm being still, but I'm making the depression is getting worse.
Right.
It's not getting better.
The atmosphere is conducive for depression. Dark,
that's exactly what
dreary, quiet, isolation,
and drunk.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
What was happening? So I had to, take some of my own advice that I've given out, and then also listen to my family and my friends who were pouring back into me. I would start to take, I started taking myself out to lunch, to nice places. I would get all dressed up by myself and go out to lunch and just spending some time and getting to know me, doing some soul searching, journaling, writing, blogging, or whatever. Right. To try to figure out how I ended up in this place. And how am I going to get, because at the end of the day, I hope and pray that I never end back up in that same situation.
Right.
And the only way to do that is to work on me. I got to change me and change the me that allowed all this stuff to go on for so long. So I would definitely tell anybody. When I tell you, God showed out everything that I asked him for to happen in June.
It happened. And I'm watching from the sidelines.
He gave me everything I asked for in June.
Right.
I mean, I'm sitting here today with not a debt free, not a debt in the world. Only God could have done that for me.
For that. Rub some of that on me, girl.
My child, who has been without a car for like the past year and a half, who have, she was doing she's doing a lot better. And I'm trying to explain to her. She's like, Mom, I'm doing better. She's starting to get frustrated. But y'all don't trust me because y'all still want. No, honey, you just don't understand. It's not that we're not getting you a car because we don't trust you. I got to get the money again, to be able to get you the car. I'm definitely not financing you another car. Like, I'm not doing any of that. So you're going to have to be patient like I'm being patient.
Right.
But everything that I needed to happen,
it happened.
And all I had to do, like, if
it sounds
somebody
so
would have told me all I had to do was be still, I would have been being still. But it was definitely a process. It was rough.
And I know that is hard, especially when you are a social butterfly.
It was rough. And that's why I say, when I say fasting, when I fast, I don't give up. There's no reason for me to say I'm going to fast and not eat. Why? Because I've been dieting all my life.
Right.
It ain't nothing for me to go 2-3 days without eating no food or drink lemonade with cayenne pepper. I do that all the time. It's nothing for me to do that.
Right.
So I had to give up something that meant something I would miss. And that sacrifice was that I gave up going out for a month. And but man, like, so much happened even like in that June, like for things to start getting worse, because I told you I haven't been eating, but I'm drinking. I'm not working out for half of the time. So I go to the doctor, my labs, sodium low, potassium low, iron low. That talking about it looked like I had a heart attack. Like, all of this stuff is happening. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Under attack.
Yeah, I'm just under attack. But a lot of that I allowed to happen, or I did to myself because I'm so stressed out.
Right.
And that's what I tell people. Don't believe that depression can take a toll on you physically.
Yes.
But it definitely took a toll on me. Can you imagine at 49 years old? And I say it to myself, but it was at that point to where Chris became that N-word. And I hate, like, because I don't want y'all to take it the wrong way, but at that point it became, ain't no way I'm gonna let them kill me. You know what I'm saying? I don't let this. I had a heart attack.
Look, me and my friend, we always say, girl, we be around here letting people stress us out. We end up with our mouth to be twisted and our arms bent up, and everybody else still be walking around here doing the same trifling mess they've been doing. So don't let other people determine how your health is, because it will. Depression will kill you.
It will absolutely.
It will, and it's normal to have depression, but you just can't stay in that state for so long. That's the problem.
Tangi Prophetess Tangi Price. I met her at the nail shop. Never been to this nail shop before. Over on Airport, Bo Nails. Sat right next to me, and she is such a social, but like, she just kept talking. I'm trying to relax. She just talking and talking and talking. And before the end of it, though, we done exchanged telephone numbers. And I know she told me she was a prophet, but I didn't know she was a prophet. Honey, when I tell you, she has been such a blessing to my life. And one day I just ran across one of her TikToks, and then I went and inboxed her about what she had said in the TikTok. And she was like, listen, you got to get yourself together. She was so like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're posting. And I'm telling you who you are. She's like, you got to get it together.
Right.
She was like, I don't want to hear you complain another day. I don't want to hear you like do this. I need for you to get up. So, and ask God what you need to do so that you can walk in your purpose, because he has one for you.
Right.
But you sitting there doing what you're doing is not going to help anything. And it was like, I was like, okay.
It's a pity party.
Yeah. Okay. And I try my best to be transparent because I do want to help people. It's like right now, my algorithm is so off right now, right? On social media. Why? Because I've been sad and depressed for 2 months. So now, I got all this attention from people who were either sad and depressed too, or wanted to follow somebody, like were pouring into me because I was sad and depressed.
Right.
But now I got to flip my algorithm back to people who are not, because Facebook ain't going to let you do both. Craziest thing, right? They ain't going to let you do both. You get to pick one set of people. So now that I'm positive, I got to get back to that positive set of people.
Right.
But anyway.
And people will convert. You just got to keep pouring into it, because you're not the only one going through this stuff. Everybody, and people just don't disclose it like you have. You've been open, and as you say, being transparent. It's people out here going through the same exact thing, maybe worse, but they just not talking about it.
Talking about it definitely helps me. But what if, listen, I always say there's always going to be some purpose out of pain. Mm-hmm. So if I had to go through what I went through to be able to help somebody see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, mm-hmm. that you can make it through a depression, you can make it through a broken relationship, you can make it through so much. But sometimes it's going to take you, like I said, sometimes you're going to have to release, so you can receive. I came up with the release topic back in like December or January. Never, when I came up with this topic to call the tea, did I have any idea that I was getting ready to release so many
for yourself
things.
Too.
Yes.
Right.
The losses that I have had since the beginning of when I came in saying more in 24, I would not have thought that I was going to have to go through 6 months of pure hell, to get to more. But like I said,
but everything is lining up like it's supposed to. Yeah.
My latter will be greater than my former.
That's right.
So, but that's it.
It's a process. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard to be still. Sometimes when you're accustomed to just constantly moving, mm-hmm. and I'm one of those kind of people too. I get agitated if I'm just sitting in the house. Being still would be hard for me, because I'm just gonna sit there, watch TV, and eat.
We talked about that. First I wasn't eating, right? And mm-hmm. Then my blood sugar, right? Now my blood sugar's in the 50s, and they can't figure out why my blood sugar won't stay up. So now I done lost all this weight, but now because I'm not eating, now I got to eat because I got to figure out how to get my blood sugar up. Right. So now I done gained weight. So now I'm putting my body through this roller coaster,
which is not healthy
at all. No. At all.
You just got to find a way to stabilize it. Mm-hmm. A happy medium somewhere. Because it'll traumatize your body just as much going into, losing weight, gaining weight, mm-hmm. losing weight, gaining weight. So that's not good. That ain't good on your heart, So you just got to find a happy medium and just kind of stay there. But I'm at this point now, we ain't 20, we ain't 30, At this point, we can't be out here thinking that we going to get back what we had when we was 19. So you're going to have a little cellulite. You may have a little fat here and there. Everything may not be sitting like it's supposed to, and it's okay. I think a lot of women, we put so much pressure on ourselves to, I want to have this and I want to have that. And if we can't get it on our own, we want to go buy it. It's okay to have some cellulite. It's okay to have some stretch marks. If these things ain't sitting like that, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Roll them boogers up and put them in that bra and keep on going, It's okay, but we get so fixated on what we want, what we see everybody else looking like, to where we think that this is the way it's supposed to be. And you'll kill yourself doing that. Because personally, I'm telling you from experience, when you do try to, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to try to fix this, you're going to find something else wrong.
It's always you're never going to feel perfect. Ever are you going to
never going to feel perfect. I fixed this part. Oh, but now I don't like the way this looks.
That's why it becomes such an addiction.
You're never going to be happy. Mm-hmm. We'll spend so much time being fixated on this outer stuff to where on the inside we just
got to work on the inner. Yes. If I didn't learn nothing else when I had, because I think I told everybody this, I really thought that I was in the best place mentally when I had, my first round of surgery. So how did I go in there mentally well and everything being okay, to coming out of it, and less than a month later I'm in the deepest, darkest state of mind that I've ever been in before. And a lot of it was because, if I'm being honest and transparent, I don't want to talk about that yet. I ain't ready to talk about that yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull that back. But anyway, as far as like, I definitely think that you got to be in a know for sure that you're in a good place mentally, because nothing about your mind is going to change when you change your body.
No, because your mind is still, if you're used to being 400 pounds, you can drop down to 150 and you'll still see yourself as this 400-pound person. Because you know why? You got to change mentally.
Mm-hmm.
You can fix all of this. And I'm one of those people that have that body dysmorphia, because I'm always like, oh God, I'm so fat. I'm so this, I need to do this, I need to do that. Then I'm like, I'll do something drastic and I'll lose a lot of weight. Then I'm like, oh man, I don't like the way I look. And now people saying, you too little, you too this, you did. I'm like, God damn,
Because you're never going to make everybody else out.
I'm not going to be. So now either. I'm like, you know what? This is what it is. I'm not finna kill myself in no gym. I'm not finna go out here and get nothing altered. I'm just, this is what it is. You got big thighs, embrace them. You got rolls in your back, embrace them.
I'm getting them cut off.
Look, embrace them, y'all. Because if not, you're gonna stay on that table. You're gonna be getting lipo and sucked and tucked constantly.
It becomes an addiction.
You're gonna be doing it constantly. So stop. Because we're not, number one, and especially as older women, we have got these younger women thinking they have not even started having children yet. Body is not even,
and they are already having surgeries.
I mean, who's going to get your butt and your breasts and your stomach done? Why are you doing it? You hadn't even had your first baby.
And a lot of them ends up pregnant. Like,
you're gonna get pregnant. You're gonna get pregnant. That stomach gonna get stretched back out. You're gonna get fat all over again. And your body has not even settled in good at 22.
You would think that there would be some type of,
age limit. Yeah, no, these people want the money,
I guess.
And I'm gonna tell you now. I mean, I'm just know in 2030, 2035, we're gonna wake up and people are gonna be just looking like aliens. People are gonna be looking like aliens because nothing is natural, so to speak, anymore, because we find stuff wrong now. And as a woman, we can alter everything. Mm-hmm. If you got corns on your feet, you can get them cut off. If you're fat, you can have surgery. If you want a bigger butt, you can fix it. If you want your stomach small, you can go get it tummy tuck. If you want bigger breasts, you can go get it done. You don't like your teeth, you can go get you some veneers. You don't like the structure of your face, you can go get contouring. You can get PD, whatever those things, fillers. You don't like your lips, get them bigger. You don't like your eyes, fix them. You get your God damn. What we gonna look like when we turn? Look, you doing all of this stuff, and when it's settled in, and I'm looking like, can we just normalize something?
People who don't like, there are some people who literally don't like
anything about yourself,
about themselves. That is,
I'm like, and it's crazy. It is just crazy now. And I mean, you don't like your eyebrows, you can go get your eyebrows drawn on. You can get permanent lip colors. There's a remedy to everything. And before you know it, every time you try to fix something else is going to be more pronounced that you don't like.
And
you have to start. You got to just stop and just say, look, let's just stop. Let me love what we got.
You don't like because you never, and I always tell the story about TikTok filters.
Them filters are tricky.
Because I always never had thought anything about my nose ever. But I messed around and used a filter one day, and I'm like, oh,
I need to go get this done.
Oh,
listen.
Never in my life have I looked at my nose and thought anything other than, okay, this is my nose. But when I looked at that picture with this filter, I'm like,
I look good like that.
I like that nose.
Guilty. I have seen, them filters that make you think, okay, if I fix this, and you know what? Maybe this would be cute. Mm-hmm. As a kid, I was always, number one, I was teased for being dark skinned. We wasn't in back then, but we in now.
I was teased for being, we
wasn't in back then. So, back then, you was dark skinned, we didn't have this. So it was just always something that we wanted to go and correct. And I remember in middle school, I still got like real prominent features, mm-hmm. but people used to call me pie face. I hated that name.
Me too.
I was like so insecure about that. I was chocolate. I had these big slanted eyes, high cheekbones. I got my daddy nose. So I was like so insecure about that. But that now I look at it, those are the features that make me unique.
Well, you are.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, it's okay. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against, going and do things to alter that ball because I've done stuff myself. But I'm just saying that at some point we got to start living ourselves because you can't go out and fix every single thing or you're gonna go broke. I mean, some people are risking their lives doing this stuff. And I mean, it's to the point. So now we got people teeth that just look like a piece of paper. It ain't normally have no teeth that white.
They're white and that straight.
I'm like, come on now, y'all. Can we just normalize one thing? I mean, I don't know one
Especially
thing that
if you can, like people, like I hate to throw out. No, I'm not gonna. Even if it's just a celebrity, I'm not gonna throw out any names.
I'm not gonna throw out any names
but there
either.
Are some people who have like they do not look anything like the person that we knew before. Like I'm
gonna throw it out there. Look, Kim look like an alien.
Oh God!
I'm gonna throw it out there. I mean, what's she gonna do? Sue me? I ain't got no money.
But it's not like, and it's not even like the alien. What we throw on that? Well, Nene Leakes. She's beautiful. I feel like she's beautiful, but she looks nothing like K. Michelle. K. Michelle look nothing like
she ain't even. Before. She was dark skinned when she came out. She light skinned now.
Everything is changed. I just can't imagine. I've had body work. I'm going back to get more body work. And even though I like that nose on that filter,
leave your nose alone.
You will never get me to touch. I don't trust nobody with my face. First of all,
you can't because you can't fix that.
I don't trust nobody with my face. So you'll never get me to let nobody touch my face.
I'm like, and I even looked at Black people. We are known for having full lips, but now we want these big soup coolers. Why?
People used to pick at people with.
We used to tease people for having lips like that. Now y'all going out here getting these things and they look like, I don't even know. That's not normal to walk around with your lips sticking out like that. I mean, and I would say if you got real small lips or whatever, you want to do a little, make it natural, y'all. You don't have to go out here and have these things to where you looking like a duck by the face. That's not cute.
I don't know what it is about you can hide that face if they mess. You can't hide your face.
You can't hide your face. That's your face.
But yeah, like some people, and what teach his own. But I've never wanted to go over the top with anything. Like I always do want to be.
It should be subtle,
natural, and like
subtle.
Me,
yeah. When you go out and just do things in an abundance,
It's people come back like 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, and can I use you an example? Okay, so you've had everybody know you've been very transparent about you having a BBL. Yours looks natural. You didn't go out here and get this big old thing that you got to sit this far from the seat because it's way out here. When you do things like that, you have to think about what's going to happen to it 20 years from now. 20 years from now, that thing gonna be thinging and it's gonna be hanging all the way to the back of your kneecaps. And what you don't realize is when you put all this fat back here, when you feeding the fat, that's where your weight coming. Now you went from having this little cute little big butt, now you're gaining weight in your butt. You went from being a small petite person to a thick person. Now you plus size. You plus size because you done went and got this stuff. And some of these things, and some people get those things done and you really don't even need it. They don't even need it.
I've seen some people, and I mean, we say like, I see some people when I'm looking at them like, your body is perfect.
It look good.
Like,
so why would you
love
to
have your body?
Yes.
But some people just want.
And we all are guilty because, and that just goes back to us women. We're never going to be satisfied.
I'm not going to say, I'm not claiming that anymore. I am not claiming that because that is how I have lived.
Listen, because when we get done with this, we're gonna find something else wrong.
No, I'm not. Nope.
Y'all hear her? Nope. We're gonna hold her to it now.
I'm good. When I already told you I'm gonna go back. I go back to get my tummy tuck in next month.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, maybe I might do my arms because I just don't know how everything can be balanced if I don't do my arms. But that's it. I'm never gonna. I love my thighs. I don't care about the cellulite. I love my thighs. I think I'm good with that. I've thought about my breasts, but
we up to 3 now, y'all.
I said I've thought about it, but
and then maybe, and then you know what?
I said I've thought about it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna go back this 1-2 times.
2 more times.
That's it. Because they won't do it all. I try to get them to do it all at the same time. They won't do it all at the same time.
Of course.
But that's it. I'm not never touching my face. I don't trust somebody with my face.
No permanent stuff. No. Mm-mm. If I can go in there and wash it off or put something in to reverse it, I don't want it. I don't want it. But I just know, and I'll tell people in a minute. I mean, I can think of 15 things I can do to myself right now. Mm-hmm. But it's somebody else is looking at Trish and Sonda right now and be like, dang, I wish I could have her body.
Yep.
Dang, I wish I could. And when I'm looking at somebody else like, dang, I wish I had what she got. That's why I always say, sometimes we're never going to be satisfied because we looking at what we got and we always looking at what somebody else got. We don't appreciate what we got because we so busy looking at somebody else. Because somebody will love you just right here with them arms, your butt, whatever. Somebody gonna love them with these fat thighs and all that other stuff. So, but I'm looking like, dang,
So how do we get to? That's the next show. How do we get to the level where we truly do love ourselves and are satisfied enough with ourselves and are comfortable enough with ourselves? Because, and you definitely got to know, when you go out and do these things, I tell everybody, you cannot worry about, I can't go get my butt done worried about if LaShonda is going to like it. Right. I just got to worry about whether or not I like it, because there's a whole world of people and everybody out here is not going to like it. So if that's why you're doing it, is for attention, I would say definitely
don't do it.
Do it for your own self-attention and how you are going to feel, and maybe how you're going to feel
5 years from now.
Yeah.
10 years from now.
So, but
I don't, and it's just from a medical standpoint, I don't recommend anybody to make any kind of adjustments to your body when you're so young, because it's going to change again. And I promise you're going to have to go back and fix it again.
Because I had a nice butt when I was younger, but from the years of gaining weight and losing weight, I'm telling you, lose weight, the first place you're gonna lose it.
Look,
so gaining and losing and gaining, and then I just woke up one day and I had no ass at all.
Well, at all. I've never had a problem with that area, but I'm just going from being, bigger to smaller. That was one of the first things that I lost, and people always know me for being the girl with the big old butt. Until when I lost weight, they was like, "You lost your power."
Not your power.
You lost your power. I'm like, who said I lost my power? And I don't put all my power I'm not sitting on my power. You may think that was my power.
Even the dogs telling you.
Thank you. Even the dogs. Baby, I ain't lost no power. I just increased my senses somewhere else. So, but people will say that like, girl, you didn't lost this, you didn't lost that. And I'm like, well, thank you. I didn't ask for your unsolicited opinion, but thank you for noticing. But no, that's not my power. And I'm not going to give that kind of, I'm not going to even give that comment that kind of power over me to say everything I had going for me was in my butt because I had a big butt all my life. Who cares?
I found, and we'll wrap it up after this. I found an old journal the other day when I was, cleaning up and packing up. And in this journal from 13 years, I was about to finish nursing school. Mm-hmm. And I was losing weight at the time because, I gained so much weight in nursing school. So I was losing weight at the time. And in this journal, it was me I must have wanted something to eat. And I was trying to talk myself out of eating whatever it was that I was going to eat. And way back then, I'm writing what my goals are. I'm not going to eat this. I would like to go eat this, but I'm not going to do it because I'm tired. I'm tired of going to amusement parks with my children and they're saying, Mama, what's wrong? Mama, you getting old. Mama, you can't walk. Well, that's Mama, you can't climb the stairs. So I'm writing down all of this.
Can't sit down in them things and that buckle come down on you because it's too tight.
So I'm writing all of this, and it's like I want to be able to spend more time with my kids. I want to be able to enjoy my kids and they enjoy me. But what I also wrote, I wish I had brought it. What I also wrote was I would like to be able to look in the mirror, and I want to finally be comfortable with my own body.
Right.
And I would like for my husband to be attracted to me again. So for some reason at that point, I felt like my husband wasn't attracted to me. Which, and in his defense, he's never made me, never.
But you know what? That was in your head.
Yeah, it was me in my head.
Because you wasn't attracted to yourself.
And so that's why I always say you got to recognize when a lot of it is you, and be comfortable with yourself, and you do these things. You lose weight for yourself. Mm-hmm. You stay healthy for yourself. And if you do all that for yourself, everybody else around you, like, they benefit from it, but you didn't do it for them.
Right.
So it's just important for you to make sure you are doing those things for yourself.
And that confidence, I mean, it spills out, because I've seen some people, I mean, all types of people, some beautiful people. I don't care what size it was, but when you're confident, it's contagious. It is contagious, because I've seen some people on the beach and I'll be like, dang, I wish I was confident like that. She walking around and she don't give a blank, but the confidence, she was so confident to where I didn't see any flaws. I didn't see any flaws because that confidence is there.
And that's how I think I was able to finally lose weight and keep it off this time. Even after, the assistance that I had with the Monjaro, I was still able to keep going and keep it off, because I worked on myself and my self-confidence before I ever started. Because when I started this weight loss journey, I didn't even know, it wasn't planned. It just kind of happened. I was kind of peer pressured into it, and I did. But even before that, like, people will say things like, she lost weight, she dressed and didn't know. Titties always been out the entire time.
Right.
Always wore short. I've always been flashy, regardless of my size. So my confidence to you may seem like it's just exuberant and over the top, but I've really always
been like that. Yeah. Your personality, people always say, oh, she changed. No, you always been like that, and people that's just a reason for somebody to justify why, you're doing this. But just say, baby, she looking good now, and keep it moving.
Because I'm definitely not with the things I am different now, but that's things that I didn't even know needed to change. So yeah, I'm gonna be, if you think I'm different now, catch me in about 6 months.
She gonna be outside.
I'm gonna be real different in about 6 months, but all for the better. Listen, thank you, everybody. Thank you to you, LaShonda, for coming out and joining your girl.
Of course.
Again, tonight we done went over. It is 8:12. Go ahead and pray us on out. Just want to speak to anybody tonight that might be going through something mentally or spiritually. If you just try, like I keep saying, you got to try him and you got to trust him for yourself, because he will do just what he said he would do. I told you, I made a promise. He said bet, and he stood on his word and gave me exactly what I asked him for. Now, everything that I asked for this time, I got it, but that doesn't mean I'll get everything that I want next time, because guess what? It might not be for me. Right. It might not be what he wants and me to have, and that is okay. That is okay. But keep your hope alive, keep your faith up, do your part. And if you're in any type of situation that has you feeling unhappy or unequally yoked or whatever it is, if you feel like you're being used and abused, whatever it is, you got to start with yourself and figure out why you keep allowing yourself to get there. And then therapy, if you haven't already found a therapist, please do so. But do your work so that you can heal it, because healing is definitely due. All right, so we're going to pray for some healing tonight. Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, we come to you tonight as humbly as we know how. God, I would like to personally thank you for every move that you have made in my life. God, I thank you for every pain that you put me through that led to this purpose. God, as I sit here with LaShonda tonight, God, I speak life over her. God, I speak healing over her. I speak blessings. I speak love. God, I ask that you would give her the desires of her heart. God, we know you to be a true father and a true friend. And God, I'm asking you, I am claiming, I am speaking it all into existence. God, as Tex sits over there, I ask you to continue to keep him covered under your blood, Lord Jesus. God, continue to prosper and elevate us all. We thank you for this podcast and for our ability to be able to sit here and speak so freely and transparently, hoping that we can just help one person. That's all we ask for tonight. But we thank you for your faithfulness. We love you. We ask you to keep us safe and continue to prosper us all. Thank you. We love you. God bless y'all and good night.
Alrighty.